Welcome back to the channel. This is the general stock market update. We used to do weekly updates. I'm just doing an update just so I can get a feel for what's going on in the stock market. In particular, these 8 interesting stocks that are either close to the 52-week low or just monitoring what the heck is going on with these stocks. So MicroStrategy, you can see just how this has exploded. It was shorted a little bit, went down to 300, was at 350. Now it's back up to 411. The true potential of this, I think it's going to go to 1,000 someday, because all they do is just accumulate Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to be, $1 million not too long from now. So that's all for that. Volume is really healthy with this. The market cap almost 100 billion. Okay, so we can see, I remember this was stuck at $100 for a long time, for most of the year, and then just exploded since Bitcoin exploded. QuantumScape is an interesting play because, it's towards the 52-week low. And if we look at the last week, I think it's been trending under $5 for a lot of the past month. Right, it's not really showing us the chart here, but once it loads, let's give it some time here. It's not loading at all. There it is. Okay. So we have the 1 day. Let's look at the last week. Just going to expand this a little bit. Where is this chart? Okay, here's the last month anyway. So it did go at, it dropped down to 470. Okay, this is the last, this is the last month. So QuantumScape dropped at 470. You can see it's well below support, which is $5. And this is raring to go to $8 again. And even above, because I remember buying this and selling it roughly $8, $9. And I had bought it around 4 or 5. That was a great play, but QuantumScape has got a lot of potential. We'll see how the EV market does in the next 4 years under the Trump administration, because he's looking to be more hybrid and pushing oil and all that. But then again, Tesla's doing crazy numbers, so it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. So I would personally get this at 470 and below, QuantumScape, because you can see it's right back up to 5. So that's QuantumScape. Lumen is next. We have 6 more. Okay, 6 more to examine. Let's look at this activity in the last month. Make sense of what's going on with this. $1 to $10. Okay, how's the volume looking? Not so good. Okay, so this is the last month. So Lumen is trending downwards. This is a great company. Yeah, this is okay. It's supposed to be at maybe $10, but I still think it can go lower to $5. I think it can go to 5 or below. So 5 is reasonable as an entry point. Maybe even 6, but we'll see how this goes. The apex investor price would be like $4.50, $5 even lower, right? And then sell at, let's just say $8, $9. Yeah, that makes sense. And the volume is not looking good there. But Lumen does have a relationship with Microsoft, so that's why it is there's a lot of potential. Beyond Meat, $4. Again, very close to the 52-week low. Will this ever go back up? I don't know. People are very bearish on this. It's not looking good for Beyond Meat. They need a miracle. They need something big. They need like a McDonald's size deal where McDonald's has a deal with Beyond Meat to sell some kind of Beyond Meat product, or KFC, whoever. They just need something fast. Right now, let's look at this chart when it loads. Make sense of this chart. I would like to pause, but then I have to do it manually. I'm just going to pause it. Save people some time. So Beyond Meat is looking like a really bad buy right now. But this is one of those scenarios where perhaps the proverb from Warren Buffett applies to this, because when people are greedy, then you should be afraid. When people are afraid, that's when you should be greedy. You can see it's fallen well below support. It's fallen. Yeah, support is really, it's like $6, $5. So yeah, this is an entry point right now. Will it go back up to, let's say, $7, $8? I think it will. I think it's a strong possibility. I don't think they're going to go out of business, but anything can happen. I wouldn't risk too much money that you're not willing to lose, but you know what? I see a lot of potential. It is very, I think it's oversold in my opinion. I didn't see the RSI or anything like that. But, I mean, yeah, people are very afraid of this. I'm going to leave that open just to indicate that is a apex investor buy, potentially. Although I'm a little wary on their future prospects. Inovio is a similar situation to Beyond Meat, because the pharmaceutical industry is going to take a big hit from the RFK Jr. Maha movement, where they're trying to make America healthy again and all that stuff. So let me let this load as well. Let me just pause this manually once again. Okay, so Inovio, this one is more of a valid fear, not as much as Beyond Meat, but Inovio is still one of the stronger pharmaceutical stocks. Look at this drop in February, end of January. It went to below $5. Okay, went to below $5, but it rallied all the way up, right back to $10 and even greater heights. So I think the potential for this, the true resistance, or not true resistance, but the mid to long-term resistance is still $10 for this. So you're going to double your money off Inovio if you have faith in this and you believe that Bill Gates hasn't completely abandoned this ship of Inovio. Look at the last 5 years. Paints a really interesting picture here. That this was a monster during the pandemic lockdown years. But it went through, what's it, a split, reverse split, I think. All right, next is Novo Nordisk. I believe this was mentioned as the largest pharmaceutical company in Europe, if not mistaken. And this is, it's not doing horribly, but it is a little closer to the 52-week low rather than the high. So let's look at this chart. First the monthly, 6 months, and then the yearly, or the 1 year. I'm going to pause this. Oh, here it is. Okay. So yeah, it dropped to 100. That was the entry point for the month anyway. Yeah, look at that. It bounced right back up from 100, and it's headed right back to where it was. Novo Nordisk is not going to go anywhere. It's going to go right back up to 150 and higher. It's one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the planet, on the planet. So this is a good buy right now if you want to make, buy into a long-term investment, and then you make $40 off of that. But that was an interesting, the jump from 100. I keep right-clicking. Okay, so that's, look at the market cap. 491 billion. It's $500 billion. Okay, so that was the dip. You should have bought the dip at 100. And next is Take Two, and the reason I opened this is because this is at the 52-week high, and I'm wondering, is it high because of GTA 6? Is that confirmed to be coming out this year? Because a lot of speculation is it won't be coming out as scheduled. Alright, I'm gonna pause because my computer is taking so long to load. Okay, so GTA Take-Two is really skyrocketing in anticipation for the release of GTA 6. And if you had bought this back in 2023, 2022, was when it was at $100, you're gonna double your money. And we had a bunch of dips in the past year or so at 140 when things were uncertain regarding GTA 6. But that is resistance right there, 210, 220. It's a great stock. It just takes a while for you to trade it because look at all these fluctuations. You want something really clear in terms of these dips and then resistance all over the place now. So that's Take-Two, and this is the last one. It's Walmart. And you can see how this has had a monstrous rise in the last 6 months. It went from like 50 and then just rose up overnight. It was just stuck at 50, 60. For the longest time, it just couldn't break the 50s. Yeah, see, it was at 50 just in the last year. It was at 50 for so long. And then broke out to 60 just in April, as recently as that. Now it's practically doubled. And no stopping in sight. It looks like it's going to break 100 very, very soon. And the resistance for this, there is no resistance right now. I think it might be the next Costco. I mean, it is technically Costco before Costco existed, with Sam's Club and Walmart being the store that eats up all the little companies, the mom and pop stores, brick and mortar stores. They're the monopoly of they've monopolized that market. Okay, so I think that's all for this video. Thanks for your time. I hope these insights into these stocks were helpful in order for you to assess, potential buys, potential sells, and just look at the overall marketplace and look at some exciting stocks that actually make profit. Hollow. Okay, so that's all for me. Thanks for your time and have a great weekend, everybody.